Hi everybody, this is Heisey here. Today I'm going to teach you the different parts of the board. As you can see behind me, this is the worksheet that you should have gotten in class, or if you missed class, please make sure you get one in and fill it out, because this is what we're going to be taking our test on. You're going to notice that we have a board up here and it's pointing to all different areas, and then we have the answers located right here. I'm going to show you guys on this piece of plywood right here the different areas of the board. Hopefully you're able to see it. The first thing I like to identify, which is right up here, is our grain pattern, the G. You can see the little waves. That is the way that our tree has grown. Now most of you, if you buy a board, you're going to get regular boards, all different types of wood. All wood does have a grain pattern. That is the way that the tree grows. You're also going to notice maybe on some boards of what's called a knot. There's little impurities and parts of that where the tree, or the branch I should say, actually grows out of the tree. All right? Knots are not up here, but the grain pattern is one of our most important things, because you want to figure out which way your grain pattern is going. So you can see all the little wavy lines. All right? If we have it going side to side, then I'm holding my board right so I can figure out all the other parts to my board. Now, taking a look up here, we have a width, a length, and a thickness. Whenever you're talking about a board, you need to know the width, the length, and your thickness. And a lot of people get the thickness and the width confused. Now, taking a look, this is our face of the wood, all right? And the length is how long is your board, and the length normally is going with the grain, all right? So we figure out where our length is. Okay, B would be the length. How long is the board that we are, that you want? Our width is how wide is the board. The width goes against the grain. All right, so sometimes, it doesn't happen very often, but sometimes you might have a width that is longer than your length, okay? Remember, length is with the grain, and the width is against the grain. Then our thickness talks about how thick is our board. So the thickness would be how thick it is. Now, a lot of people get thickness and the width confused because they're thinking, oh, well, this is the width. This is how wide it is. Well, actually, when you're talking about your board, again, your length is how long it is with the grain. Your width is how wide it is against the grain. And our thickness is how thick is your board. Not all boards are the same thickness. You can tell on this little pine board right here that it is 3/4 of an inch. And on our plywood, we only have a 1/2 of an inch here. So there are different thicknesses to the wood also. Alright, so that takes us over A, B, and C. We have our width, our length, and our thickness. Then we have an edge, an end, and a face. Alright, the face would be our flat portion right here that you're able to see the grain on. Alright, this is the face of a board. The edge of a board runs along your length. Okay, this is our edge part that we have right here. Alright, it's combining our face, okay, and the thickness. So the length and the thickness. And right here we have our edge. And then the end, all right, is against the grain going this way right here. This would be the end of our board. All right. Now, if I were to hold this up and you wouldn't have any, you wouldn't be able to, tell, or even on a board like this that doesn't have anything, we want to be able to identify our parts. Okay, we have our length is how long is the board. Our width is how wide is it. Our thickness. Now, if I was looking at this board, this whole section right here is going to be the face. This whole section up on top here, all right, this is our edge, and then we have our end right here, all right? So those talks about the first 6 things, and then our grain pattern, we had already mentioned, is the way that the grain or the wood has grown, all right? Those are the parts of the board that I and other teachers will be talking to you guys about. So if we say, oh, you need to cut the end, you need to cut it to length at this measurement, or make sure you cut the end, or your edge needs to be filed down a little bit more. If you have any questions, please make sure you ask.